Hello folks, and welcome back to every naval battle in history. From the early 700s, naval historiography enters a frustrating period where more naval battles are recorded as occurring, the downside being that details are scant. So for the sake of completeness, let's skim through the record and then get our teeth stuck into the Battle of Ostia in 849, which was immortalised by none other than Raphael in this rather striking painting of the same name. That is, the name of the painting is the Battle of Ostia. So in 719, we had the Dalriadan Civil War, which saw a battle at sea involving carracks. Dalriada, for those who haven't had the pleasure, was a Gaelic kingdom spanning western Scotland and Northern Ireland. In 727, the Byzantines fought themselves, with the central fleet beating two regional fleets. 746 saw the Battle of Keremiah. The Byzantines smashed an Egyptian fleet at Cyprus. In 806, the Spanish Moors beat the Franks near Corsica. In 807, the Franks got one back on the Moors near Sardinia. In 813, the Franks put another score on the board near Majorca. I wish we knew more about what was apparently a fierce naval war between two powers not famous for their seafaring. In 813, the Byzantines had a win over the Arabs. In 820, the Arabs, not the Moors, thrashed the Franks around Sardinia. In 822, the Byzantines beat a rebel fleet at Constantinople. Who's the worst enemy of the Byzantines? It's the Byzantines! I'd just like to note I am calling them Byzantines now rather than Eastern Romans. The second siege of Constantinople is kind of the watershed for that and the Isaurian dynasty. In 829, Cretan Saracens beat the Byzantines at the Battle of Thassos. Apparently they wiped out the whole Byzantine navy and really opened up some raiding opportunities for the Emirate of Crete, which was a real pain in the Roman asses until Crete was finally recaptured for good around 960. In 841, an upstart republic called Venice chanced their arms against the Arabs near Taranto. The Venetians learned some unpleasant lessons, being heavily defeated, but we will hear much more from them later. Which brings us to the Battle of Ostia in 849. Ostia is basically the port of the city of Rome, which explains why on the Italian side we have a composite force of the Byzantine Empire, the Papal States, and the duchies of Gaeta, Amalfi, Naples, and Sorrento. On the other side, we have our old friends the Arabs. From 827, they'd been conquering Sicily, that pivotal island for control of the Mediterranean. The Aghlabids, as emirs of Africa, at their greatest extent carved out a very familiar-looking empire. Yeah, Carthage all over again, or the best years of the Eastern Romans for that matter, or the heyday of the Vandals. They were likely responsible for a raid on Rome in 846. In 849, Rome had been given enough time to rebuild some wealth, and the Aghlabids were coming for that wealth. A Christian league of warships was assembled to fight them, with Pope Leo IV coming out to bless the fleet. The battle was notable for a large storm, forcing the Christians back into port and smashing the Muslim fleet, which had no such refuge. One imagined this improved the Pope's stocks enormously. The people of Ostia took great joy in looting the shipwrecks, and the prisoners they took from the ranks of shipwrecked Muslim sailors were forced to build the Leonine walls of Rome, surrounding the Vatican, of course. This was the last time Rome would be threatened by a Muslim force. The event was of sufficient significance that 600 years later, Raphael would immortalise it as a fresco. Strap in, folks, we've got lots more to cover as we take on every naval battle in history. Smash those like and subscribe buttons, ring that bell, you don't want to get left behind.